just telling Matt to hit the button. So we do it at the same time. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Livestream Takeover. This is episode 170 something and change.
It's been a long time we've been doing
I know,
this.
every week. We haven't missed a week. So
no.
Glad we could make it and get this done. Check in where you're watching from, and the last time you changed your YouTube studio background. So got a fresh look going on behind you there. A little different than what we're used to.
Me? Yeah. Well, when it's cold up north, you gotta make some changes every once in a while. Summer doesn't last long up here.
I know. I still got to get up there. But, it's just so busy. So busy.
Just ship yourself in one of your packages you send up here.
Yeah, just so regularly.
Just stow yourself in a Vanquish box.
When did Matt grow a beard? You know what? He can really surprise us at times.
I mean, I have to shave this thing off daily, like you wouldn't believe.
Just normally you keep such a tight stubble that we're not used to it.
Right.
But so anyway, Matt was too busy tonight to entertain with us. He's got a big job going on, and he said, "You're on your own tonight." So I said, "I know who I'm texting. Tony, you're not doing anything, right? Come join me."
Right. I don't have big jobs. I'm not big like Matt.
Oh,
so
my camera just wigged out for a second. Hold, please.
Green screen.
Yeah, that's fun. Let's see if we can get that fixed. That's new. See, Matt, this is Matt's doing. He did this to us. I'm positive of it. Excellent. This is the week. This is
Milwaukee brand tools.
Oh, that
can't hide money. I tell you what.
Let's see if that works.
Oh, look at all those printers.
I'm afraid to touch my. I know exactly what the problem is. My mini HDMI coming out of my camera is getting. I have an HDMI clamp on it, and I 3D printed another one that holds it even more. But I know it's on its.
Yeah.
Got to be nice.
Replacement time.
God, they're so expensive.
Yeah. You could probably just send it in for a lot less and just have it repaired.
You know what? It's probably worth doing.
Yeah.
So
I've had to do that before.
And I've got cameras that I could use in the meantime. No one watches this for the image quality. So we'll be okay.
Well, if you get one of the new Sonys, though, you can just plug straight into the USB-C and it connects like a webcam, and you're even better. So, not trying to spend your money for you, but
now is that on all of them? On all the mirrorless? No.
But the new ZV-1 Mark II.
That's a tiny little.
The little guy.
It's got a tiny little sensor.
Perfect for a studio.
Yeah, I just run a.
I'm not seeing a whole lot of bokeh going on in the background anyway.
16 millimeter. What do I have on here? Sigma? Yeah, Sigma. 16 millimeter Sigma lens. So I don't have a lot of, I mean, I could probably turn my f-stop down, and I just don't. Anyway, cameras, fun stuff. So yes, Matt's been busy. I was busy as well, but of course I make time for you guys. Tony, you just did Axial Fest Badlands. And I've got Axial Fest West popping. Oh, is that the shirt this year?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not so bad. I like
it's got a big thing on the back. Yeah.
So you, it looked like you guys didn't get rain this year. Amazing.
No, there hasn't been rain. There hadn't been rain in a long time. And however, when we left, tornadoes came through the area. So like the Sunday after, I think they got a lot of rain, but.
Yeah, I mean, seems like Axial Fest Badlands is always kind of that roll of the dice. You never know what kind. I mean, Midwest in the summer.
Midwest in the summer in general is tough to call.
You just never know in the rainy season there. Compared to here, where of course this weekend it's going to be 108 where I'm at. 100.
Nice.
So that has me a little worried because Axial Fest is the weekend following. So hopefully we get some sort of reprieve. But I don't know. We'll see. I guess in the end, it's
at least you have humidity too, so that'll help.
Yeah, exactly. You won't be necessarily that sweaty, but for some reason you'll just be. Your mouth will be completely dry. Captain Insano shows no mercy. Thank you, Brandon. These camera angles are crap. I demand IMAX.
I don't think you'd want that much detail.
Yeah, my pores. I'm already just like, I need to shave. It'll be fine. Has Tony watched Flying Cars? I believe he has. Oh,
man. The first night it came out, I watched it. And then I watched it the next day. And in fact, I texted you and I was like, that wasn't as bad as I thought. And you were like, dude, it was terrible.
Watch it 10 more times. It gets better every time.
I'm like, it's not like, if you watch Rad again, you'll be like, oh, that was terrible.
Oh, yes.
But at the time, it was like, cool. It has that, I don't know, there's that cult following type thing. It's about something you're into, and it's pretty much the best thing we have about what we're into. And so it's like, it's just good enough to be like, we can watch this every year and laugh about it. Hits a little close to home with the whole YouTube thing and going out at lunch and coming back sweaty and sitting at a desk editing. That was literally what I was doing. I was editing and video production, and I'd go out on my lunch break and come back sweaty. Just dying to rip into the footage. But
when I would be at the engineering firm and I'd be like, my buddy Jake, hey, let's run to, we'd have to run to Metal by the Foot or wherever, and doing all this shopping during our lunch break to go get all this material or whatever we needed for our projects. And it's like, where'd you guys go for lunch? I'm like, why? Say something like, no, I came and looked for you 2 hours ago. Like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't be a narc. We went to Waffle House on the north side of town. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I would grab other video people sometimes, like, hey, come with me. I need you to shoot something for me. I can't do it because of a drone, like those Star Wars drones. I'm like, I couldn't fly them and shoot with the two-handed.
Oh.
So I needed somebody else to film for me.
Yeah. Let's see. What your earliest videos? You were started small scale, right?
Oh, man.
Your earliest?
No. We started with the Traxxas Gravedigger.
It was the Gravedigger? Okay. And it was like how to make jumps or something like that?
We built a track, yeah. Like backyard track build.
Yeah.
And then
I remember
we got a Losi SCTE, or the 10. Even then, they used weird things that I can't even remember what it was, like the 10 SCTE or something.
Yeah, but the SCTE, I know I did. I do know that platform a little bit just because I've stolen parts off of it for other things.
Right? Dude, that thing was a tank, I'll say.
I mean, the center diff was fantastic. We do have some good questions just to get up to speed. Does Tony F1? I highly doubt this.
No, but I watched it for a second and thinking of you guys, and I put motocross back in. So I was like, nah, back to motocross.
Yeah, back to motocross and Monster Jam. It looked like the Monster Jam event was a good time, though, as well. Honestly, so I was watching
Storms.
I was watching
Midwest again.
Your live stream last night after the fact, and you had mentioned, you were talking about the track there that they had for the monster truck event. I would like, just looking at the videos and shorts and Instagram, whatever that you had posted, that track looked incredible to me. But you were saying like it was a little difficult.
It was huge. I thought the same thing when I saw it. I'm like, man, this is huge. So a couple things, we got some backs. We were going behind the scenes because we had passes. So during some of the intro stuff, they were going to do it like a 13 truck jump. I think it was the most monster trucks they've ever jumped with a truck yet. And so they were testing that, and the guy jumped it, Colton Eichelberger, and he's just in the cage, and he came down and bounced. I'm like, there ain't no braking when you're bouncing, and bam, like slammed into one of the metal containers, like boom.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh god, like that hurt. They kind of slowly crept it back. But I think, because they set up for so many events and they had one day that they were going to get through them all. So they had the track. It was awesome for racing because they'd come down this huge.
How tall was that start ramp thing?
Upper deck, like it was mid deck, mid level in the stadium and down. It was pretty steep.
Yeah.
And then they'd use that for the high jump, for that they were jumping the cars. Yep. High jump was actually the other side and up. But then after they did racing, so you'd come down that and they had a little bump, so they'd get a little, and they'd go around, basically do a loop around the outside of everything, go back through, hit a jump and finish. But they got rid of that little low spot, and then they raised up a jump. So there was basically this casing all around the whole thing, and it made this, like, I don't know, bat symbol almost shape thing. But on the sides, like, there's no room to come in and hit. So normally they have pods set up, and they can hit it from, like, 6 directions. Like, there's faces from everywhere. This felt very back and forth.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Come off and hit from the one side. They come back and hit something direct back. There was one little that they put in that came in at an angle.
Kind of worked.
And it landed on like a school bus.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But they couldn't do the tricks that they normally do at a show. And so I was like, man, like,
it always impresses me just the fact of what they can do, how they air out those monster trucks in a stadium. Like, it doesn't feel big enough. But
right. Well, normally the pods are in the center more, and I don't know why they expanded that thing so wide, because they couldn't do anything from a set. There was like almost no
depth
unless they got on the pod, which I was like, man, some of those guys like to burn it down and they'll just start hitting things from wherever. And somebody tried that and just rolled. Like they tried to hit the big step up from the side and just, but there was nothing you could hit from the side, so it was just like this back and forth.
Hard to put the whole thing together. I see what you mean.
And they couldn't link tricks. It was kind of meh. Like,
now
it's unfortunate for them. It was also, it had rained hard that day. But I felt like the track was getting pretty good as far as traction at that point. So, because when Weston Anderson came out, like rookie of the year, doesn't do stadium, he just like just opened up into everything and just sent the truck like flying. But
he's got that young back, energy.
But everybody else was just kind of, it felt meek, like the air that they were getting.
Yeah.
But also because they were landing on the pod, because normally they have like 4 pods and they'll jump and they'll flat land. Well, flat land on this is up on that, so you don't get the hang time because they're hitting the ground faster. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen better freestyles.
I'm sure that can be difficult
regular racing.
Regardless. Now, they also had a wild looking, it looked like an American Gladiators version, like RC track for racing.
The RC track was insane. You could hit it from every direction.
That looked incredible.
Visuals were fantastic. All the Losi banners around it, and carpet. Yeah, the carpet actually, some people were kind of questioning it. What it was going to be like. I was glad because I didn't want to be on concrete, like chassis slapping and destroying stuff on concrete. There's some safety, and like if your trucks aren't mine, I'm okay with them chassis slapping a bit. So, but it tears up the aluminum if you do that on concrete. So, but it made it look so good because the dark carpet with that red, white, and blue of those jumps was unreal.
Like I said, it looked like an American Gladiators, like.
Totally did.
I was like, that's the coolest thing. I was like, I want a monster truck now.
I wanted the cannon with the tennis balls to be shooting trucks.
Makes monster truck racing infinitely better. Mr. Fear, RC Underdog, thank you, Paul. First, we couldn't get Randall on the show. Now it's so bad we can't get Matt either. You know what? I think Randall wanted to try and do this week, but I'd postponed him, or he had postponed.
Well, I'll give you all of Axial's cliff notes on all the stuff that they're going to be coming out with here in the near future.
Perfect. Just give us your video schedule. I'll
say what it's going to be, and then they'll hopefully come out with them in the next year and a half, guys.
You can be Nostradamus of that. Dave 4130, thank you. Tell Tony, thanks for the fishing shirt suggestion. Yeah, whenever it was your live stream a few weeks ago, and you
Game Changer
had been talking about the fishing shirt. I bought a handful of them in different colors. and the big hat.
It works.
Honestly, we had a local comp. I wore it out there. I was comfortable. I didn't get sunburned. I was responsible. Yeah, absolutely. They call. I just searched Amazon for fishing shirt, just like plain color, and they call.
Yeah, they're like SPF 50.
Yeah, SPF. Absolutely worth buying,
and people think you're going to be hot in long sleeves. Nah,
more comfortable. They breathe so well that I was more comfortable.
And when you start to sweat, it's almost like it's cooler. Like
it wicks away. It's the drying. Thomas Bielzik, thank you very much. Hi Josh. Hi Tony. In the Phoenix Monthly Mayhem, did your son know you were going to toss his truck? Toss his truck, or was it just organic? I laughed so hard at your postings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we knew we were going to. It took several takes in order for him to actually like hit me or whatever with it, or to crash my car so that I could throw it. Yeah, it was pretty planned. Everything was pretty planned for it. It's just a matter of whether or not all of our skills could come together. Our lacking skills in every department, from driving RCs to running video cameras, could come together. I think we were all doing the wrong things at the wrong time.
You know what? I kind of feel like you trying to have your kids. Like, I feel like I relate with that because you've been having your young boys try to videotape for you, and I feel like that's similar to me trying to get Nicole to do it and like pay attention, like not get distracted and.
Like, why are you videoing that flower over there? Well, it was really pretty.
Like looking at the car, but the camera's still pointing over here. Like, focus.
Yeah, that's why a monster truck video is taking so long to do with the monster truck crush.
Even summoning the Eagles was planned.
No, that wasn't planned. That was straight. That came out of nowhere. That was ad lib.
That was pretty incredible. The luck alone. The
fact that he nailed it when he like panned up and like locked right on it, I was like, dude, like I couldn't have done that. Like, and I run camera all the time.
Man,
now we got an eagle when we went to Axial Fest Badlands. Somebody brought me a little stuffed eagle. I can't go anywhere now without people asking if the king is going to show up. And I didn't take a hat to Nashville to do it. And they're like, oh, this is perfect for the king. There's monster trucks. I'm like, oh, crap. So we went to Broadway and bought a hat. In Nashville.
I'm surprised. Have you just not adopted the Pit Vipers just as a full-time accessory?
Oh, I've got multiple pairs of Pit Vipers now.
That's good. I was going to say, I was like, that's necessary.
And I met the Pit Viper guy at Monster Jam in Nashville too.
Oh man!
And if King of RC could be anybody in real life, that dude was.
It'd be that guy.
Yeah.
He lives his brand.
Oh, I mean, he had a tattoo of the Pit Vipers with like a mullet and a crown on it, and I think it was. I don't know if his was on a beer can or not. I don't remember what it was. It was fantastic. I envision it being an eagle, but now I can't get that eagle thing out of my head. It might have been on a beer can, but it was fantastic. He was so cool.
Oh,
it's like, I want to be like you when I grow up.
Yeah, like those guys have built such a brand, and it's been, of course, Nicole has them as well. She bought them just so that she could wear them while riding my mini trike. She's like, I have to have Pit Vipers for this, right? I'm like, sure. Sounds totally reasonable. Hobby Room, thank you. I had to force myself to come join in this. I bought a fire truck this week and can't quit playing with it. We need more information on what the specs are of this fire truck. Is this Linus Tech Tips fire truck, or is this Cletus fire truck? There's such a wide range to what it could be.
Things go down the wrong path with me. That whole thing. That whole comment just comes off weird. If you think of South Park, Mommy calls it fireman.
Oh my god! What is that? Butters. You're done, RC. Jeremy, thank you. I was the one who brought the eagle to Badlands. Jeremy Burris.
Yeah, Jeremy.
What's up?
He brought it. I've had other stuff sent. The Eagle is awesome that he brought me.
That is.
I need to strap it to my SCX6. Take it for a run.
Speaking of, not to break tradition, we need to do some mail call.
Oh, sweet.
So I trust that you have your mail call available.
I have some stuff here.
Excellent. As to be no surprise, mine contains Hot Wheels. There's some other things as well, but Hot Wheels are a giant portion of it. Not a giant portion. There's only 3 cars this week. However, they are all Porsches.
Where do you put all of your Hot Wheels?
Don't worry about that part.
Do you just put them right into like a storage container after you get them? And it's like, I'll come back to them someday. And some guy's gonna bid on that locker for like $500 and be like, Hot Wheels jackpot.
Yeah. You know, they're
Put the lock back on.
whenever they have to
Just start
go
renting.
through my belongings at some point, there's going to be a lot of confusion. Like, I don't even want to. It won't be my problem. But first one is a another 911, but this one is a Falcon edition to go along with our Phoenix Falcon. This was an open box item I bought off of eBay. That arrived this week. Nice little Falcon edition there. And then these two showed up delivered in person today to one of the guys, NW Scaler, who was in Sacramento, and I gave him a tour of the shop. He brought me a Porsche 935 and a 959 Redline, because I missed out on this one when the order went through. So
the rear opens up on
it
it?
does. It's quite fancy.
That's pretty cool.
It is. And I haven't opened it yet, but I will be opening all of them.
Wow.
So
I got some trucks too.
you should go next, because I'm done with Hot Wheels technically.
It's not a Hot Wheels, but
Close.
it's a Spin Master. This is their
What is that, a Camaro?
it's a Camaro 76, got an eagle on the lid. And I got this. It's their 4th of July special Independence Day edition Spin Master. It's one of 5,000.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
And I also have another limited edition. This is the one for the World Finals for 2023.
Nashville 23. Okay.
Notice a theme going on here.
Yeah.
I have Monster.
Hey,
Man.
Power Wagons? A Power Wagon version
There we
there?
go. Yeah, I mean, they have this for everything in RC, so we figured we might as well get a little monster truck one too. But it's Nashville. It's got the guitars on it. So
I do love Nashville. It's Nicole's favorite place, but
that's where I wanted to move to after I got my communications degree, and then I didn't. So,
Nicole and
cool
I
story.
talked about it as well. When we had, the talks of like leaving Kansas City at the time, and this was before the whole Vanquish endeavor, obviously. We were like, we could do Nashville or Vegas, and then of course it turned out to be Sacramento, which is usually third on that list of, interesting cities. Where do we go? Vegas, Nashville, Sacramento. Like, yeah, there's the mass amount of culture, and no, I feel like this
Portland,
Oh yeah, right.
right?
Like Fresno, right there. Sacramento, Fresno, Lincoln,
Boise.
Lincoln, Nebraska. Just even Oklahoma City.
You're doing you're just going through and listing like capitals. Like, these are cities I know from being a kid in elementary school. Let's hit all the capitals.
Montpelier.
Lansing. Let's go to Lansing, Michigan. Whatever happened there? Bismarck.
You know what? I've never been to North Dakota.
Neither have I. Or South.
I've spent lots of time in South Dakota, just not North Dakota.
Yeah.
I've hit a lot of states, just not that one.
They miss you.
I'm going to save one of the items that came from Moose Jaw until next week when Matt's here, and for a reason. But I got another package from Zoku. This is going to go with the chassis kit that he sent not too long ago. And this is like some of the accessories that go with it. He sent some body mounts, what does he call this? A storage shelf, which was an interesting name for it, but makes sense at the same time. in case you need to put like some extra toilet paper or laundry detergent in there. And then the half cab kit. I don't know exactly what I'm going to. Are they carbon fiber? So Zoku makes a chassis kit for a VS410 Phoenix, basically. Makes it a bolt over or bolt across. And I was just like, as I opened the box, I was like, oh, he sent me the aluminum one. I mean, it would have been nice if he would have sent me the carbon fiber one. No big deal. But, you know, turns out he didn't actually make the carbon fiber one. I was just being an ass, you know. Anyway. So these are just some extra parts to go with that to make the whole package easier. He also included some candy in there, which was much appreciated. I always like that. You can keep your sticker. Don't send me stickers with stuff. Send me some candy, a mega sour like Brazen does.
Dude, your parents did not do very good. We were always told to avoid candy from grown old men.
Dude, I give...
When we were kids. And you're like, oh, candy.
Yeah, they probably, if you would have told them at the time, hey,
in the mail,
I'm going to just put a live video of myself in a random bedroom of my house that is made to look slightly different for hours on end, they probably would have frowned on that as well. if you're like, I'm gonna have people send me boxes that says don't open until you're on live video. Okay.
And then open it live. Dude, I'm gonna do that and be like Jack in the Box, like a bunch of snakes fly out at you. I gotta figure out how to make that happen now.
We had ones that sent to the office, and I got this, and it was to my customer service guy, and I was just like, I looked at the tube and I go, I know that tube, I've seen that on TikTok, and that is a glitter bomb. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like,
dude, if that had gone off in your office,
yeah, because he sits right next to me, and his desk is immaculately clean, and mine.
If he doesn't get a lot of work done, then
I mean,
if you get a lot of work done, your desk should look trashed.
It really should, and that's why you can tell how busy I always am.
Yep.
But yeah, it's and I was like, I've seen this on TikTok, and because it's specifically how the bottom cap was stapled, and I I was like, yep. I opened it from the bottom outside.
It fell straight out the bottom. Yeah.
Got it.
Sheesh. If that had gone off in that office there, though, what a mess.
Oh, this office? You couldn't have even told. Would have not.
You'd have been finding it and stuff for years then.
Oh, yeah. Instead of the carbon fiber. And actually, I think I still have glitter on me from doing the carbon fiber hood on.
Did you fleck it?
Yes.
Put flex in it?
I did.
I didn't see that.
So I did this carbon fiber hood. Well, I did it after the fact. So
okay.
I did a top coat of
that looks really
resin,
good.
and I put gold metal flake in it. So at just the right angles, you can really get a...
Wait, is that your SCX10 base camp?
The world's most expensive base camp. So I'm waiting on the wrap right now. Got the design finished up for that. Or the graphic designer got the design finished up for that today. But it's got the full interior in there already. I did
that looks really
the whole
bent.
Rear section of it all.
I'll admit I've been traveling so much this year. I haven't seen any of the build.
I haven't
live.
done any of it, and video.
Oh, okay.
So
we'll see. That shows how much I know.
I'm doing something different with it. It is going to be a one video.
All at the end.
I've never done that before, I don't think.
So then where have you talked about it? Just in your other live streams?
Live streams or
that you've been working
reels.
on it?
So that was it. And I did a grill live on last Sunday. And it
very Cadillac of you.
Exactly. I was It's an Escalade.
That's the
Escalade center section.
Okay, there you go.
And yeah, it was mimicking that slightly, and it turned out really well. It fit beautifully. Like,
dude, having the ability to do the carbon fiber like that's insane.
So it's fun, man. I freaking love it, and it's so easy. It really is. It is. It doesn't take any special tools other than a 3D printer. Everything else is just
and design skills to make the molds to.
That I showed how to do it on a live video. It's
do
very
it.
easy. You can just follow my Fusion video. You can't use Tinkercad.
Okay.
There's the problem.
I was going to ask if you could do a version with Tinkercad.
God.
Guess we'll have to wait. I'll work on that for you guys. I still need to make a smaller version. Like I made a smaller version of my inserts for like the Patagonias and stuff. But now somebody's like, "Hey, can you do it for the what ones did I do it for? I did it for the Enduro wheels. Like, hey, can you make it for the trail ones?" I'm like, that's so much work in the way that Tinkercad works. You have to break everything all the way apart in order to cut the you can't just shrink it down your design. Like you have to build everything smaller. Or no, you couldn't shrink it down. You can shrink it down,
it would
but
scale
then
all your lines, thicknesses, and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know.
Yep.
So I'm like, yeah, I can do that for you sometime in the future.
Freaking Tinkercad.
I just need time. I want to learn.
No, you don't, because you're still. I've been yelling at you for 2 years to get out of Tinkercad.
It hasn't been 2 years. I didn't even buy the printer until like December.
No, December before.
Yeah. No.
Bro. Think
Really?
about it.
No, because I bought the other thing. I ended up buying that Anet or whatever, the Viper.
Go look at when
it was terrible.
Go look at when you actually got your Prusa.
I can look at my mail right now
right
and just
now.
search Prusa. So I bought a second one like almost right after.
Look it up. Blind Guy RC, thank you.
All right, so here 12/30. That's one of them. So December 30th. And the one before that is September 30th. And it was October. October 3rd, I got a import duty.
Okay.
So yeah,
September.
it's not even been a year.
Almost. Like we're
It's
pretty much
July.
August. September's the next month.
Almost a year. But I didn't even start designing stuff until right when I got it. Actually, you're right. Never mind. Okay. Because I did do those little
You did your holders.
Well, no, the original thing was it's right here, the body.
And
The
there's
bed.
Tony's suck it face. The bed.
The bed for this. This was one of those FMS or the Atlas front ends.
Oh, okay.
And I made this for that drag, the 124 scale drag car we built.
Oh, when you were doing the high speed thing. Oh.
Yeah. So I built this to
And then
stretch
you
it out to
vacuum
the right
formed it?
length. Yeah, and then I vacuum formed the
nice.
mold.
Look at
Yeah.
you.
And then I 3D printed the little fuel cell.
See?
So, but I mean, it was basically a square.
And you were able to do all of that.
But I had to do the angles and everything in order to get it
to
to
pull.
come up, to release. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that was when I started with Tinkercad. So that would have been before. Probably a year and a half I've been playing with Tinkercad now. But I hate it, and so I try not to go and design new stuff. But I have been watching and going through the tutorials, but I travel so much, and
That's perfect.
it ain't perfect because I'm usually editing when I'm traveling.
There's that. I get that part. Tom Baychek. I figured it out last time and now I forgot again. Thank you for the ATL upper link mount file. Gonna send it to send to get it cut from carbon. There you go. Hopefully it helps for you. Honestly, on shape.
Does send cut send take Tinkercad files? I think they actually do have a cut one that you can do. That's not the 3D. I think I could actually.
Yeah, they could. I'm almost positive about it. Honestly, Onshape is probably easier. Onshape's okay, but no. Go to Fusion. Go to the one that has all. Go to Fusion. Don't.
There's great tutorials on YouTube. There's a whole set I've been watching.
Lars Christensen is so good. He's such a great teacher. I am not.
And he gives you all the stuff to work with.
I am a shit teacher because I'm going to do this in an hour and I'm just going to get through it in that amount of time rather than like teaching however long it would take to get. I'm a terrible teacher for that stuff. I'm just like, here's what I do. So.
Yeah, watch fast.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Play back in slow motion to see what buttons I'm clicking.
Josh has reached the first step, admittance. Oh, I'm well aware. I feel like I could teach. I just know that it would take me forever. I would have to I would have to do it in
And
advance.
you'd yell at all your students if you were a teacher. Come on.
Yeah. I mean,
I figured it out third try. You got like 20?
just do it. Get it done. So, just saying. CAD is such a powerful tool. And we were talking in our mod chat today. One of the, I don't know if Ben's, Ben is in here. Scale Crawler Fab Shop. He has been diving in on Fusion more and more. And it's just that getting over some of those learning curves. And once you get a handful of things and you can like get what your main goal is accomplished, then you just learn little things beyond each step. And he's got a 3D printer and he's got the same CNC router I do, but plus send, cut, send. And he's just going nuts making things now because it gets so addicting once you can start designing and then prototype and send. Oh, it's amazing. Then you're into carbon fiber in no time.
Which is the next learning step.
Yes, it's so worth it. And
put all this liquid stuff down and shove this stuff in.
It's the one thing I do that doesn't take stupid, ridiculous tools. Like my favorite meme ever on the internet, the RC or DIY YouTubers be like, now turn on your $300,000 CNC machine, and
right,
because I relate to that so often. Like, yeah, I just I built this very specialized tool that puts a little notch in the end of your tubing. Like, only cost me like $400. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I do use CAD. I have used CAD in my profession almost daily for
a long time.
20 years. So there's that. I get it. We don't talk bad about Nacho Libre. The best piece. It's such a great little tool. And I made a couple silly reels about it in the last few weeks. And I've never had reels that did well. Like they always did fine. 10, 20,000 would be a good reel.
But your laser one? Is that the one you're talking about with the laser?
This was about with this truck. It's just some TIG welding and notching tubes and things like that. And it's at like 450,000 and 350,000. I did the carbon fiber for this hood and it's at like 300 and some odd thousand. And it's just, I had like 5 or 6 in a row that did 100 to 500,000. It's just like,
I just want to say it, like, I think the people that watch the internet on their phones are pretty lame people because they're interested in the most boring, mundane things you could ever imagine, and that's what gets all the views.
Honestly, the craziest thing is it got to an audience that was not RC people, but it was like the people that I watch on the internet the most. It's like full-size fabricators and carbon fiber guys. And I'm like, I follow that person and he comment. I follow that person and I was just like fangirling out. And
yeah.
But they're like, what the hell is this a roll cage for ants? Is it like roll cage for a Miata? And like it's even
save some ladies for the rest of us.
Even smaller. It's for an RC car. Like it just.
I had some for TikTok that it's like a bunch of dudes standing around in a hotel like atrium where we're racing retro monster trucks like Tamiya's, so slow they just kind of like bounce up, like hundreds of thousands of views like in a day, and I'm like, and my TikTok got all of the followers from that one video, but it's like people being like, dude, save some women for the rest of us. And like these really funny comments that were totally mean, but hysterical.
It's just like, why can't all of you guys, like the guys who watch the live streams and things like that, those are like the guys who like watch our channel for the things that we like and that we like to do. Yeah. And it's like the videos that, like my most popular video on my channel is a mega mud truck racing video from like 2014. And it's garbage. It's the worst mud pit you've ever seen because it was supposed to be happening at a G6. The G6 got kicked out because, surprise, Parker didn't get permits for wherever he was trying to hold it. So we all got kicked out, and we basically got a G6 around a baseball diamond. And then they're like, okay, so I guess it was Doug from Trigger King before Trigger King existed.
Yep, he does their monster truck stuff.
Yeah, Doug Welker.
Yep.
When we did this show when I lived in Missouri, Doug came on more than anybody else.
Okay.
So I've known.
I didn't even make the connection.
Yeah, I've known Doug for a long time, and he. So we we got to do this mega mud truck thing because it was a bet between me, Doug, and my buddy Aaron from Evil Villain RC. We're like, okay, so we set up the mud pit, and then I was filming it with like a JVC handheld, you know. It's just back and forth through the worst mud. It's just water. It's just brown water, and it does more. I'm like, why can't the videos of the things that I'm slightly proud about do well? Nah.
Right.
Like, hate the internet.
Vacuum forming videos do pretty well on Reels as well, so you should rip that back out. If you show like the slow mo,
yeah,
dude, like every time I do it, they just go nuts, and I don't get it. It's the whole what is it that where
ASMR.
people like hearing things
ASMR.
ASMR. It's like that kind of a fetish thing with those kind of like things working, like how it works. Yeah.
Adam Tevin just asked what was the best Bird Reynolds video, which is a great question. Bird Reynolds, Tony, was my very first YouTube channel. It was Bird Reynolds.
Bird Reynolds.
BYRD.
Reynolds. Yeah.
Let's go to that. No, I didn't mean Bert. Or is it BIRD? I don't even remember. Maybe it is BIRD. Bird Reynolds. Yep, it is Bird Reynolds, regular way. I didn't even remember that. Let's go videos and most popular. It's Futaba 4PL basics. How to program a Futaba 4PL. After that, it was a brushless wraith bashing, like on the street in front of my apartment. And next was my EXO burning to the ground. So
that would be pretty good content.
Yeah. Actually, it looks like there is one other one that did better, but is hidden because it was inappropriate. And it got like flagged or something like that, and I remember hiding it. Yeah.
And felt ashamed.
I think I just did it so I didn't like get strikes against my channel or something like that. Yeah. There's Hayabusa videos on there and all the fun stuff I used to get in trouble for.
I'm looking at the vacuum forming ones, almost 2 million, 1.9 million.
Jesus.
You need to do vacuum forming.
For a reel?
Well, yeah. Dude, you know what my best reel is? And it's fantastic. Same thing as the TikTok I was talking about, a bunch of dudes standing around. Was a bunch of dudes standing around this 4x8 sheet of plywood at USTE where they built the FMS Smasher little monster truck course. Over 13 million views of the trucks doing the circle, like Chicago style racing, you know, where they start on each side and chasing. Yeah. 13. And it's just static, just watching the whole race. Like wide shot. It's like crazy the stuff that blows up. You're like, how? Like the ones that I actually edit and do stuff to there's no music added. It's just straight. The other thing is the person going beep, like the stardom beep. And everyone's comment, did he just say beep? Like, yeah. You cannot choose what the internet is gonna watch.
Nope.
And the second you try to, they tell you how wrong you were.
Yeah,
just keep throwing stuff at it until it sticks, and then you try it again and it doesn't work the next time. It's like, okay,
yeah, you know, it's one of those things. Like, if it was going to be a full-time job, I would have to really do things differently. I'd have to, and I that's why I think I could never consider it because of what full-time YouTube coverage videos look like. I'm like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I just have such a hard time with it. But
Well, the way you have to act too, like
that's what I'm talking about. Like that, and then just like the volume of it and what the things you actually start doing. I'm like, no, not okay with it.
So I used to be a huge basher. I used to just love to just send things to the moon and didn't care what happened to it. Like I wouldn't even see where it landed. Like, so there's no way of knowing if it landed on its wheels or not. And I didn't care. Like I could have cared less. It was just, let's send it and see what happens and film it, like just going. Now I watch this stuff and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What's the point? Like you're not even driving. You're just, all you're doing is hitting a ramp and filming it and hoping for the best, like, because you can't see what it's doing at the end. And I was like, I got to the point where I'm like, I actually want to control it and like know what I'm doing with it, and it's just changed.
Yep.
And I have a whole lot of repairs to do because of it, a whole lot less.
Yeah. So shouldn't you, CCXRC, shouldn't you be traveling or preparing for a comp? You seem like you're always are these days. Yeah.
We actually are preparing for a comp I'm hosting. This is my other in the mail. I got a bunch of these timers for tomorrow's comp. We're doing another carnival comp that we call it, the timed ones.
Now, are you doing that at the same place there in Michigan?
In Grand Rapids, yeah.
Gotcha.
We just want to change it up. It's been slow. Summer, there's so many things vying for our money and our time. So, and Michigan's one of the best places to be in the summer. Like a Michigan summer is pretty insanely cool. 80 degrees, beautiful at the lake.
80% humidity.
No, it's so west side here, man.
Yeah,
it's none. Like, well, at least after living in Virginia.
Oh God, okay.
Dude, we do everything outside. Like you're just outside all day and just loving it. Just perfect weather. And then at night you can have a fire, do whatever. It's like down to like 70, 65.
Yep.
It's wonderful. And we got sand dunes and water everywhere. West Coast, we get a breeze from the big lake, so it does help with the humidity. So, but anyway, so I'm doing a comp there, and we're doing the rules I've been doing at Axial Fest and Horizon RC Fest, where we're doing carnival rules. Just
now, yeah. So you had been doing that. It's a timed run, and then there's some penalties on top of it for hitting a gate.
Gate hit and touching the truck.
Gotcha.
That's it. Only penalties.
Have you fine-tuned that, or have you you're able to go with what you came up with the first time?
The main thing is, we're going to go with what we normally do for classes. And that's the hard thing is for classes, for those other events, it's basically stock or modified.
Sure.
Just to keep it easy. But where we're doing it here, we're keeping our class 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, 4 classes
as we always do.
Of minis?
Class 1 is stock.
Okay.
Class 2 is stock chassis and brushed. And the tires can't be bigger than like 55 millimeters, something like that.
Yeah.
So those are like the 3 main rules.
Okay. And
then class 3 is modified chassis, brushless, whatever. Class 4 is 4-steer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So have not been shy of saying that I'm not a big fan of the 24 scale stuff.
Right.
But I will say that I have many times. So every week I've got Hard Park's website flagged in my bookmarks of.
Oh, Hard Park Crawlers?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they got sweet stuff.
So I have many times, like when I go to check his website to see if anything new got posted up, seen his like super.
The big tire, the super class?
Yeah. It takes like a couple of tires to assemble. Or I don't know how it works. They use a buggy tire.
They cut them and glue them, yeah.
And it's like a stretched out mini crawl 4-wheel steer, but it's got like the big wheels, like would be how they're fabricated for, the competition stuff like I run, like the MOA or even the sporties.
Yeah, it's straight like, yeah.
But it has 4-wheel steer and everything, big wideners on them. I mean, they look damn near ridiculous, but they look really cool. Like if I was gonna build,
they look like they handle so well.
If I was gonna build a 24 scale today, and I was putting a parts list together, it would be that thing and whatever it took to go along with that.
And his wheels look sick. Like that he's made, they look so good.
Yes. So
yeah,
that thing.
Hard time convincing our people here to run them, but I really want one.
I could see that because it's a full. I mean, what are you going to have into that thing to get it done?
I mean, we run $500 trucks anyway. Like,
oh yeah, I mean,
yeah. So you'll be about that, I think.
Yeah, I don't know that you would be all that different, but if you guys,
they do things. They like to go really light with their stuff versus where we go really heavy. But it's a totally different. What they're crawling up is totally different with that. Like we wouldn't even think to.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you want to be, it's just like in our type of stuff. It's either you want to be competitive or you want to add a super bunch of weight. You know, that's
yep.
No.
Hey. That's all brass, baby.
I know. I watched you putting that thing together last night.
Blinged out. It don't want to roll. It don't want to roll.
It don't want to climb. It doesn't even barely want to go straight. But, yeah.
Hey, well, when you put the inserts in, it really helps with the side hilling.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Because they don't want to. The tires don't want to roll. So we do good.
Yeah, but
at least for our courses we set up here.
If you guys are looking, go check out that Team Hard Park, or sorry, just Hard Park Crawlers.
Yep, he's also got really cool like low slung transmissions that he makes, like a special SCX24 transmission. I've got one of his whole I can't say VW, the bug style chassis that he's got. Carbon fiber.
I built one of the Dementor chassis of his.
Yep.
And yeah, I built one up with that. Had a set of his original 1.0 wheels, or original. I'm not sure. I say original. I don't necessarily know that. But yeah, it was super cool, and that's why I always check his website. And that little super thing is about as badass as I've ever seen a 24 scale.
Somebody had one so we had to clarify our rules in ours that you have to have 1.0 wheels because if something like that shows up, we're not going by we're not going by diameter of your tire size, we're going by wheel size because it changes a lot.
But absolutely. Yeah.
We're doing much stiffer penalties up here though, because it's still a comp. Where what I was doing for the other stuff really was more carnival.
So that's what I was talking about when I said fine tuning. Like, did you have to
Oh, yeah, 30-second penalties for gate hits instead of 10.
See, that makes a lot more sense because you were like 10-second penalties. I was like, man, on some of that stuff, I think I'd mow over a gate and just keep cooking.
Right. Oh, and you have to think about that. We had a rule though where like you couldn't hit more than 5 in a row.
Okay.
Or you're disqualified. That way you can't just mow them all down.
Yeah.
This is really more like we want people to think about, do we need a winch?
You guys are winching?
Have you not seen my...
I told you, Tony, I do watch your videos, except...
They're all external DSM.
Oh, okay.
And then we have it on an odd-looking shaped... it kind of looks like the body of your car. You got it on a
chopstick?
No, it's a dowel rod. I mean, you could chopstick with it, I guess, if you had two.
What are you hanging?
It'd be pretty.
What are you hanging your clothes on then? Like,
I did actually 3D print. This is designed in Tinkercad right here. This is kind of inappropriate looking, but we could come up with a name for these sticks at some point. But it allows you to. It's ribbed, so you can put the winch strap on it.
And then you just twirl it. It is a chopstick.
So you have to hold it in place and then spin it. So it'd be like your friend having a winch on his truck. Is the idea. So once it's locked in place, that's your winch, and if you have to, anyway.
I like it.
It's like a drum.
Is there any rule against being able to just put my Milwaukee on the top of it and
drill a hole in it?
Just put the stick in there so I can wind it up real fast.
You don't need the speed, but I guess you could. I actually, I rolled down my windows on my truck as well, so I could actually winch through the top of it. Like when I had Weston here, and I knew I couldn't lose to him again. Monster truck driver with his barely upgraded truck whipping my butt in North Carolina. I was bound and determined to beat that kid. So I chopped my body all up to hold, like have. Because the problem is if you don't have winch points, it just slides out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I cut like all these shark teeth into the body so that it would hook in.
You could grab it wherever.
Yeah. We cheated.
And you have to make winch sounds as well. Yeah. Wee, wee, wee.
I designed a stick. This is design right here. It's a stick.
I'm covering that on next Sunday's STL Sunday.
Yeah. I'll put this on the Thingiverse for you, and I'll tell you which size dowel rod you can get for it.
Oh, that's
I have
fantastic.
varying types of tips because if I didn't want to destroy my clay course was a problem. That's why I didn't normally just shave it with a knife.
Oh, gotcha.
Whatever.
So you have different angles?
I have a rounded one that looks way even worse than this one does. We got male and female versions of these things. Yeah.
My God.
But yeah, so we want people to think about that. Like, I might need a winch instead of hitting a gate.
30 seconds is a big difference. Agreed.
It's a big difference. You could winch easily in 30 seconds and get through a gate versus that.
And everyone uses the same stick, so the length of winch is fixed?
Yeah, at the course, they have them. They're cut. They don't have the 3D printed end on them. But I have a plaster cloth course, and I didn't want to tear it up. So that's why I did the different end. But yeah, it's just supposed to hold it in one spot, and then you twist it in like it's an external winch.
You said it's like the DSM, so is it the flexible, like kind of kinetic style?
Yeah, kinetic. Yeah, they're kinetic. They sell them for the 24th and 18th.
Yep.
So that's all it is, and we just zip tie the end to it.
Right.
So you could put it in your car and reach to things, but not everybody has them, and there's kind of a way to equal the playing field.
It makes sense to have them on the drumstick. So that
and fitting them into these, like trying to fit in a winch, sucks.
The DSM, in the 110 scale stuff, it's such a cool little idea that he has.
Yeah.
The 110 scale ones, if you guys haven't seen, it's a decent length. So you basically you hook it up in the front, and then it goes to the back of the chassis almost, and then there's a what would that the pulley be? The pulley.
Those little pulleys for like your name tag type things, right?
So, like not the like mechanical, just like an actual pulley. So it goes around it and then back up to the front. So you have a lot more length to get the stretch out of it, and they're pretty cool little systems.
Yeah,
but
it works great.
They are.
It's
harder
harder
in
these.
Package.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're. I don't.
Well, this has got quite a good package on it too. So.
Snatch block. Thank you.
Just the mini
like
version.
Snatch block. That's what it is.
Totally like a snatch block. So we bought them for all our cars, but it just came down to like it was faster too when we were trying to get people through. I mean, you've been around where winches are going on. It's like
yeah, and
you almost don't use it because of the time involved. And
I mean, that is like in Sorka competition, you basically have to have one.
Yep. Well, in our courses, you have to winch.
Okay,
that we do here. There's no way around it. And so it's almost like a game. It becomes like a video game. Like, how am I going to winch it, or am I going to take a reverse?
Oh, for sure. And that's a huge part of Sorka competition as well. Is like deciding when to winch to say, because in Sorka we've got 6 minutes, and you've only got that much time, and finishing is the most important part. So
right,
it's you just got to be smart, and I imagine then it's the same thing with those. Even if you're counting up, and is there any timeout? Like, is there a maximum?
What do you mean?
Is there a maximum time?
For us, no.
No, not a big.
Well, I mean, if it gets crazy, we'll probably have to implement that. But when I did the other carnival ones, we did do a limit of 4 minutes or 3 minutes, depending on the course.
Sure.
we would check it and see how long it should take to get through. It'd be like 2 minutes, and we'd double whatever the time was that it took me.
Yeah.
Like cruising through at like speed. And then we'd also do them with a stock truck, so we knew.
Just to make sure that it was doable.
We knew a lot of people were going to show up with stock trucks. We're
Right.
not going to be as aimed at that with what we do here. So this is more for the people that already comp, and we mainly get class 2 and class 3 trucks. Those are the main
that makes
two
sense.
groups, and then a few of us have our class 4 and
right. It's kind of nice to, or, cool to think that you do have, like, basically you're having to winch, because it means that the course is difficult enough that.
Oh, they're tricky.
That's the best part about comp. Like, if you have to make it so that every single gate is drivable by basically any truck, you end up just splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Just to try and get at the end of it, like, the best drivers are a difference of 1 point, 2 points, things like that, and things are super tight.
And we still get that sometimes, but it's usually a couple points. There might be a couple ties in the middle ranges of it, but usually there's a defined winner. There used to be a lot less, and we'd have to do like a comp off, where like you go see who goes the furthest before they hit a gate, or have to do a reverse or anything that's a point.
Yep.
So whoever can make it the furthest on the course without any of the reverses, winches, whatever,
right,
wins at that point.
Yeah.
So, but we haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah,
we try to play. I think he started it based off of Sorka Light rules.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. We've been doing it for years now. Like, it was shortly after you guys. So, as much as you hate these things, you got me into them, you jerk. When you and Matt did the thing and you did the first Furatech systems that I'd ever seen with the brushless Komodo, I was gone after that. Like, that changed everything when we could go that slow.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That is nice. And honestly, if we had a comp scene like you guys have there, I would do them, just because I just crave that crawling competition.
Yeah.
But
there's something about them being at table height. So.
Well, the other thing is that in the winter here is when it's the best time for us to go just regular comp.
Crawling. Yeah.
It's summer now, and it's so hot down here that we go to the mountains to go comp, and it's way more inconvenient. So we don't really have that same type of thing here. Otherwise, I would imagine we will, because we can have a regular get-together here, just a normal, everyday get-together, and 100 people can show up.
Right.
Like, you can go to the lake here to go crawl any day of the week after work, whatever, and there's going to be other people there. Like, not coordinated.
That's cool.
It's just there's so many people here who are into this type of RC.
That's cool. I haven't found that spot here in West Michigan yet, and I know that they're out here. I just, I'm still new to the area and still finding spots, still looking for spots that are safe, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about just going outside and doing, like, having the ability to go to my basement to record a video, or I have that little course I built on the side yard now for the video, and then on the other side I got my basher stuff.
Yep.
And not have to take 30 minutes, because you drive 30 minutes and then you have something break, or you forget your battery has some issue,
Sure.
And you're like, okay, that killed it,
Yeah, or for me, like, I go to one of those spots, like Folsom Lake or whatever, to film, and
Folsom Lake, Ethan G said Folsom Lake ?
And I'm just like, okay, but if I'm filming for a new release or something like that, I have to be like, nope, there's people there, go to the next spot. Nope, there's people there, go to the next spot. No.
When we have an awesome spot, but he's got trail cam set up that he watches for deer and stuff in. But I saw him posting it, because I almost took the SCX6 out there, because they have this really awesome, like, they call it the Purgatory course. Yeah. And I was like, this is wicked for, like, an SCX6. It's perfect. It's supposed to destroy 10 scales. And I was like, oh, man. And then I was about to go out there. I'm like, nobody will see me. Nobody's going to be out there. And then I saw trail footage stuff, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, thank God I did not show up. And then, like, spy camera stuff. I'm like, what's this?
Yeah. You should have just got your Sasquatch suit out and went out.
Right. That's what I put on like in Michigan, you see cars driving around. They got like the bags on them and like the black, white, and gray.
Oh yeah, because you guys have the
polygonal design stuff. At least on the East Coast, when we were near all the the proving grounds and stuff, we'd see them all the time driving that stuff out on the roads.
Yeah,
because they needed to test potholes.
You're right. Yeah. The for anybody who's wondering, where are you doing the mini comps? What? It's the crawler space?
No, it's at Reaction RC.
Reaction RC.
But I'm actually heading up to crawler space soon. They're doing mini Z racing now. So as if I need another addiction.
Yeah, right.
I've got some already, so at least I'm already ready to run. I just have to. My kids were really little when I got them, and they used to drive them in our back room in Virginia. We had this.
What kind of shape are they in?
The bodies are pretty beat. They're pretty tore up. Wings are missing, and so yeah.
I've driven the Mini Z stuff a handful of times at like NERSA. They'll have like the little track set up there, and I'd do like the drift cars more than anything. But honestly, it didn't matter if it was the drift car or the all-wheel drive or the rear-wheel drive. I couldn't drive any of them. I can only rock crawl. That is all I am able to do. I'm like race.
Dude, you went pretty good with the speed stuff.
Yeah, the straight. I can manage straight at times as well.
Yeah.
I did.
Now, did you order a motorcycle?
I did, but
you get a green one?
No, I didn't. But there's another reason I still don't have mine, even though I ordered it first day. I did make a mistake on my billing address when I did the autofill, and I just did it to my shipping address, which is different. So I think that I got put in line based on when that got fixed, because they like sent me a message, and I responded and got it fixed, and I was like, oh, cool. And it was like within the day or so, 2 days. But then I think I just got bumped down in line to that point. So even though I ordered first day, I ordered red, still nothing.
I ordered green. I'm a big green fan.
Yeah.
If I'd have known that green was going to be delayed because of the battery stuff and whatever, I'd have done any other color. Plus, it had the red #1 plate on it.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of cool things about the green, but I didn't know that it was going to get released so late. Like,
I know what you mean.
I
mean, I'm not necessarily like worried about getting it to make content. Like, I don't know how much content I'll make with it.
The views are insane on them.
Yeah.
Even for small channels. So if you're a small channel and you have one, you should be posting videos of it if you want to grow.
Right.
People keep messaging me, how do you grow? Get your promo videos going out right now. You'll grow.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. I'm not necessarily worried about that part of it. Maybe I will, but I don't really have super big plans on that. I just want to drive it. You've driven them, right?
Yeah. Nope.
No?
Nope.
I thought you didn't drive them at Badlands or at Horizon Fest?
They wouldn't let it be driven there because it was a one that they were using for some of the some content that they were going to do after, like how-tos and stuff.
Uh-huh.
They took one to Nashville and they let Alan drive it, who's one of the guys that works for Losi.
Yeah.
So he drove it to show it off, which was a really tough area to drive it because of the fencing and all the jumps like in the middle. It was really tough for him, but he finally got it. But
yeah, that makes sense. That I figured you'd at least driven one at this point, but Perry G, rock crawl or rock full throttle? It's all relative. When you slow it down in post, it looks slower. Gunner, my meat is really hot, and thank you, sir. Hello, all. Sorry I'm late. Another 14-hour done. Ugh. Tonight's code, #CCX who? CCXR who?
Monster trucks.
Also, I'm still waiting for my stupid bike. I'm losing enthusiasm. Gunner is, he and I are right there in the ridiculous idea and like just over-amped enthusiasm for ridiculous things. But we also both fall into that, like, I'm over it. On to the next thing. So either way, I know once it arrives, I will be stoked.
They look so much fun. Like, I told you I'm a motocross guy anyway, right? So you love your F1 stuff. I follow all of the motocross stuff, supercross, motocross, and which is why getting green is weird. Nobody on green wins anything, which is why it's weird. It has a red number 1, unless they're throwing back to like old McGrath days or something. I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, I was just like, well, I want green. I could get my own custom, jersey for it. I saw they had templates and all that, which was so cool of them.
Yeah, I mean,
to do templates.
Yeah,
for people to put their own decals on.
I got.
But yeah,
jerky.com.
So
hashtag CCXR. Who? So Gunner's post there. That is a 10% discount to satisfiedjerky.com. You have to use the code with the hashtag CCXR. Who?
I love it. Yeah, Tomac a couple years ago. That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, I ordered mine straight away in that morning because I heard. Well, no, I'll just say, I heard it got released, and then I was waiting so I could put in an order.
Right. Yeah.
So I ordered right away, but
I did. I ordered as soon as I woke up, which was several hours after it had actually been released. But yeah, no such luck on that. It's okay. It's okay. It'll get here. I mean, honestly, if I was any more distracted, I would not get this build done.
Now, where would you run it? Like, so that's the thing. You need a little bit of space, but you got a parking lot and stuff you can run in.
Oh, there's tons of room around here. There's construction areas all over. Like,
oh, that's
honestly,
perfect then.
Space here is not that much of an issue. Like, yeah, I'm in California, but I'm not in SF or LA.
Okay.
It's not a concern at all. Oh, I missed a super chat from. I did a couple. One of RC Underdog Paul, thank you. What would Tony suggest for an entry-level monster truck? I'm going to answer this first, and then you can tell me if I'm right. Entry-level monster truck only means LMT. If you want a really nice monster truck, you also buy an LMT. If you want somewhere in the middle, LMT as well. Yeah, seems like the best fit.
Now, I mean, they've got the LMT TLR now, which should be like your upper, right? But
is that
is
it the? I mean, I know it's carbon. It's got some cool stuff.
I just ran it. It's so long that it for racing reasons, like, it's awesome.
Oh, it's a longer. That's right. I do remember it's a longer wheelbase.
It's longer,
and that
which doesn't fit in some classes. Yeah, it doesn't fit some rules. But yeah, there's not really anything else out there. Real monster truck. You can get a Stampede. They're fun, but they're 2-wheel drive. Now they have a 4-wheel drive.
Well, yeah.
But
is that monster truck, or does that just mean a basher? Like, I feel like
it's independent. It doesn't really count.
Monster. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I know that there's technically.
There's a lot of SMT 10s out there probably for sale. If not, I've got some I'll sell you.
Yeah, like our AR60 stuff is not the move.
It's hard to find now. It's getting harder and harder to find.
It's all going to go away. It's like that is. Yeah, you're going to still find some aftermarket stuff here and there, but you're going to have a much harder time.
Yep.
And yeah, AR60 stuff, it's old. The first AR60 stuff was the Wraith, and that came out in 2010. So it's 13 years old at this point, that platform. Yeah. And it was kind of an adaptation of the original AX10 stuff, which was an adaptation of HPI MT4 or RS4, whatever it was, those ringing pinions. Like, that is an old design set.
Yeah. So basically now you have the LMT or the Primal. So, currently.
Every once in a while, I've like glanced in the direction of a Primal and then just went, I will never use this.
You would, though. If you ever drove one, it's addicting.
I can see that.
But yeah, don't. So then don't.
Yeah.
But it's tough, like, because if you have to take it somewhere, that's the other thing. Like,
oh, yeah.
Hauling an 80-pound massive. Like you have a Jeep, so you'd be fine.
I have a truck.
You know. Yeah. So. Yeah, your truck. So like I would just throw in the back of my F-250.
Yeah, same.
Fine.
We're the same.
Yeah, same. At least your traction control turns off, I'm sure. Mine doesn't for some reason. But no, I mean, well, one, if you haven't looked at it, that new son of a digger that they're going to come out with is insane by Primal. They're getting the licensing now from Monster Jam. They had them on the actual course, jumping the stuff there. Like, they let them take them out and run them. Exo Cage will have video of that if you haven't seen it. But, yeah, it's cool. But the LMT really, the way that it changes everything and the reason that it's worth the extra money is I have never had a diff issue on any of them. Yeah. And we run them so hard. With the SMT-10, the AR-60s, man, you were clicking those diff gears in a week if you went brushless, you know, like.
And it wasn't the
it's worth
it wasn't the gear design's problem in the AR-60. It's the housings. The housings flex. So if you click gears, it's like you have to replace the housings as well. If you just put new gears in, you will click gears. We ran into this years and years ago, and finally determined like, oh, we're deflecting the housing. And then once the housing deflects once, it will deflect easier the next time. So if you're running plastic axles and you burn up ring and pinion gears, immediately change the plastic housings and you'll get that original.
You start over, yeah.
But
yeah,
it's.
But if you're backflipping them and landing on them and stuff, those housings flex.
Yep.
So the Vanquish ones, though, the people I know that went to your actual axles and all the internals, like they love that. They still run them, like in some of the race trucks.
I can imagine.
Southwest Monsters.
But you're definitely going to be heavier, whether or not that'll.
Oh, we like that lower weight
that's
for
good.
that stuff. It's
yeah. So it's or put beef tubes. Nope, beef tubes won't do anything because they strengthen a tube. They don't have any benefit for strength in the center section where gear issues happen. So beef tubes have no effect other than just strengthening the little part where the link mount is and adding a little bit of weight.
It keeps you from breaking where that link comes
exactly.
in. Those screws that go through. It's terrible design, first of all.
It is very thin right through there.
It's so thin through there.
Absolutely.
I mean, it wasn't meant for monster trucks.
Until they made it a monster
kill
truck,
a crawler. But once they made it a monster truck, very problematic.
We blew them up in Wraiths even way back then.
Wraiths,
Wraiths and bombers, things like that. I mean, because we,
Yetis.
Yetis.
Oh my gosh, the Yeti.
It was like you're going to break everything else first. But
no, I broke. Because I couldn't help but try to flip it. Once I realized the power, I was like, oh my gosh, this thing will flip like crazy. And I was new. So I went from Stampede Gravedigger, Losi, Yeti.
Yeah.
I wanted a crawler, and I thought it could do both. That's how newbie I was. Like, it's like, it's like a multi-thing. And this will do everything.
I got the Yeti.
And it crawled.
And did the... I got an early release media one. I was like, let's make this thing crawl. This like, oh, this is the worst idea.
Yeah, I was thinking Wraithish to a degree.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, all this is a go fast car. And then I was like, oh, it flips really good. But only front flips. Like, it would front flip really well. And when you case it on that rear end, every time, snap. I probably replaced 10 rear axles before I didn't even sell it. I traded it for a G-made sawback. That's how ready I was to get rid of it because I couldn't help myself. I couldn't contain and I had this really cool like Baja Bug Darth Vader painted body that I done for it. It was really sick, like Darth Vader mask on the front. Hey, you don't know. And he's got like lightsabers where my like side streaks coming down the side were lightsabers. And I wish I'd have taken the body off before I traded it, but for a G-made sawback.
Oh, Phillips head hardware and leaf springs. Oh.
Yep. It was upgraded, so it had a Techno receiver. No, ESC receiver. ESC, a Techno ESC.
Tekin.
Yeah, Tekin.
There you go. What
did I say? Techno
receiver.
Yeah, Tekin.
You mean a Tekin speed control?
Yeah, I was way off. So I'm still pretty new to this whole RC game, and especially the crawler side of things. But I did build base camp, which they sent me to build, which was fun.
Yeah,
I love building. This was my year where I'm like, I'm going to say no to anything that I have to build.
Oh, I've been on that for 2 years.
LMT kit comes in, okay, I'll build it.
Yeah.
Base camp comes in, okay, I'll build it. Gosh darn it.
Yeah, that's
what happened to the year of no builds.
Oh my. Well, of course, then I've been like just straight up building for 6 months now with the Porsches and this base camp, and like that's all I really want to do. I'm just like, I don't want to do the silly reviews of the like all those. So those are not doing those. But Gunner, my meat is really hot. Listen, we large scale all the things next. Bad ideas for all. Can I tell you my most recent bad idea that for some reason I want to do because of stupid Instagram rules? Reels, not rules.
1/3 scale Vanquish. No. Okay.
This might be like quarter scale. This might be a quarter scale idea. I want to do one of the like slammed riding lawnmower builds.
Oh. Yes.
But RC, of course.
Wheelies, 2-wheel drive.
Yes, 2-wheel drive. Yeah. They look.
That'd be wicked.
Oh, they just look. I find a wheel and tire package that'll work, a bunch of power, and just I'll model up the body work.
Do you want it to do pulling?
No.
Okay.
I want it to be stupid.
Just the ones that people take in their front, like redneck in their front yard and wheelie.
Yeah. Like
wheelie up, and then they let their mom drive, and she flips it and rolls
exactly.
it. Yeah.
And it might be the only.
I think the Andersons are about to do something like that at their property.
Oh, I could.
They're talking about changing the pulleys on stuff, and
so out here, they have done a King of the Trimmers before, where they'll take it's an off-road race with riding lawnmowers. So
yeah,
that's been a thing out here. So there's plenty of the lawnmower stuff, and then back in Kansas City, the guy who ran CCXRC, Jerry Justice, he had the super hot racing lawnmower, the whatever you call it, yoke steering wheel. It's just, but you see him on Instagram now all the time, or I do, of course. It feeds because I have it's just a green John Deere tractor just dumped down. It's got shifter cart tires, or they're the dirt oval ones where they're coming through a turn, the whole front end is up, and he's still just drifting around. Like, it's so
how
good.
do they even? Yeah.
So that's my most recent stupid idea.
You should do that with the Power Wheels. You should get in with who's the guy with the little jet boat? Grindhard
Plumbing. Yeah.
You should get in on his racing with the Power Wheels next time.
Yeah,
we just watched that with the kids again, and that was so good.
They're doing pretty legit fabrication underneath of those things.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, you built a truck. You could do this.
I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily think I have like the fab skills for some of this stuff. Like,
it's gonna be in there. They said I could do this with a blowtorch and just like, brazing this together.
I mean, I have a TIG and a MIG and all that, and I'm like, I could probably do it, but like, I'm getting to that age where I'm just like, I could die in that. Like,
yeah.
And I find myself putting myself in that position less than I used to.
Okay, so then let's scale it back. Why don't you get the Grindhard Plumbing? They got that little jet boat. They have the RC version.
So I covered that in the news, and I was super tempted.
I saw it from you
because
in the news.
The
they had all the different scales.
Price is not that bad.
No.
The problem is, I don't know how to weld aluminum. I've never done it before. I've never once tried it. And there's a guy who I met through Instagram.
And you got to make it waterproof when you do it.
Yeah, like it's not it's not just being able to make aluminum stick together. It's like I need to make aluminum stick together the whole
complete.
way.
Yeah.
Like from
Yeah,
one
yeah.
and there's a guy, like I said, met through Instagram. His name's Josh Rue, and he's a good fabricator, and he's an aluminum welder. He knows how to do it quite well. He got the kit and he was putting it together, and he's like, this thing was a bitch to weld. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't buy that.
Who did you say did it?
His name's Josh Rue.
Okay.
And I can't remember his Instagram tag at the moment, but yeah, he's like, this thing was not easy. I'm like, I'm really, really happy to hear that, because
I'd be JB welding the whole inside seams.
Yeah.
Like I'd do my good
Just
welds on the
straight
outside
up
that you've
flex
seen
seal.
before. And then I would be flex sealing and JB welding the inside. Like, bam, nailed it. It'd be like my gingerbread house when we're done with it at Christmas. Nailed it.
And the other thing is that like it was made for one of the TFL jet drives, and I have such a hard time wanting to spend like $500 on anything.
That's expensive.
From TFL. If it was from a company that I trusted their craftsmanship a little better.
Yeah, the Toronto Football League's pretty terrible stuff. So
I don't know sports ball. I don't even understand that reference.
I don't even think it is a league. Just
Under
try to stick a Mattism in.
under 1/4 inch aluminum is a pain in the ass to weld. Even another reason that I'm happy, just I couldn't be happier. Everything that I'm hearing about why I didn't need to buy that. So now I did see that you could buy it welded from them, but it went from like a $250 kit to $1,100 welded. So
That's how much it is already welded?
yeah.
Like pre-welded? Ouch.
Yes.
Because they know the time involved.
Yes.
Yeah. So it means that even if you do it yourself, it's a sucky job to do. That's worse than getting a kit build to have to do. And
especially when the first step is it arrives, and then I look at my welder and I go, okay, what buttons for aluminum? Like that's step one. That's a bad step for me.
I need a whole new kit.
Yeah, I'm like,
so
I know this welder does
1100 looks good.
I know that it makes a different noise when I weld this. So
I know. Hatfield, I was thinking the same thing, Jay Rogers. 0.125 1/4 inch is pretty tough stuff. The math there was fantastic.
Did I say 1/4 inch?
Yeah.
0.125 1/4 inch.
I was like, somebody's like 1/8 inch is even thinner.
I didn't hear what I said. Don't worry about it.
I was gonna say something. I'm like, it's all right. That's like me on video. Like I'll get back and I'll be editing and I'll say something really dumb.
Oh,
like,
I know. I'm just like,
why did I call it that? That's not what that is.
and it was the only time I said it. Like I never did that. I was like,
I just did that on that Radio Link controller thing. I don't even remember what it was, but I watched back. I'm like, well, that wasn't said right. Oh well. I was talking about the case that it came in, like, and I was calling it like a container and stuff. Like it's a freaking case. Like it's a zippable case. Like to store it in, and I'm calling it like this packaging. Oh, look at the packaging it comes in. It's usable packaging. Yeah, it's a freaking case, like a controller case for storing it in. Like, how did I get through that whole segment and not say case?
You called it a lunchbox.
Did I call it a lunchbox? Even better. It's like
sometimes words. Don't worry about it. The internet's hard.
Yep.
Like, that. Every once in a while.
Yes, he did. I called it a lunchbox. I don't even remember that from editing it. That's how fast I was editing through it.
Oh my god!
I'm like, I don't remember making a mistake until here.
I've talked about it.
Okay, there it is. Edit.
I've talked about it a bunch of times, but like the scale news, I've changed my process with it a little bit more again recently. So now, because the scale news is
the techno receivers are so good.
The scale news is like one of those things that I kind of dread. I don't mind, like I actually like the filming part of it. That's easy. And that's the part about this thing that I like. All the work before filming, I have to go through.
Yeah.
I check all of my bookmarks. It's like 120 some bookmarks now. I check every one, and I know basically what the page of every single one of them looks like, so I can quickly see if anything's new or different. I remember. Okay. And I just right click open all, and I have them in 5 different
I used
folders.
to have that for conspiracies. Ugh, what a pain.
And it's just like, are you sure you want to open all? And yes, I hate RAM. Just bap. And just across the top of my close. Go through. But so get that, and then I come home, and before I film, I go edit all of the photos and the bottom tags and all of that. I do all of that beforehand. Then I come in, film, and I can just chop it all up, and I just stretch it, because it makes it so much faster for me. Otherwise, by the time I get done filming and go out there and start editing,
you're tired. You wouldn't go and add all the stuff.
I procrastinate. I'll be on a freaking phone, scrolling Instagram, whatever it is, just because I hate editing it so much.
All the finish work too, like, is the worst. So if you do that first, you're at least just ready for me.
Yeah. So
yeah,
the problem is that I do that, and then I can go edit it so much faster. And I edit, finish, upload, do my thumbnail, put that up there, do the description, save, and done. I can do it. But I oftentimes forget to watch the edit through one more time.
Oh.
So I wake up with that panic, ah!
Yeah, and people are like, dude, you said that twice.
Yeah, said that twice.
The whole section's in there twice.
You picked your nose, or there's a giant, the photo is in the middle of the screen.
You said the F word when you messed up.
It's just always something. I'm like, I miss
mine. Yeah. So Final Cut's super fast for editing, that kind of thing. Like, it's all command key, especially if you have one long.
I'm all commands.
Yeah, but so with Premiere, you have to still click back up. Once you say you find your in out, drop it to you have to click back up and start again. With Final Cut, it just keeps playing. So I say in out, and I hit E, and it drops it down, and it keeps playing. Like, I hit spacebar and scrub through, and I never leave, and it just keeps going. But then you'll get down, and just, for some reason, you held the E button down or something. You put it in twice, but you don't you kind of quickly preview through things. You're like, all right, I think I'm good. Like, this is a 30-minute video. I ain't gonna watch the whole thing again. Like, I've already been through it a bunch. So, and it always kicks you when you don't. So now I try to watch them all, unless it's like 2 a.m.
I usually watch
and then
them,
just hit upload.
If it's not the scale news, I usually watch it back at 2 times speed. I turn on, hit 2 times speed. It's the L key shortcut.
Yep, same here.
Sometimes I'll hit it twice, and then it's 4 times speed.
So what I do now is I just
make sure all the other things.
I down arrow through, and I look for where this to make sure that the 2 in a row don't start in the same spot.
Oh, see, I never worry about using something twice, because it would never happen with my edit.
Yeah, because the way that Premiere works, you have to go back up and reselect before. Yeah.
No, you don't. Well,
you wouldn't be able to double drop. Well, you could, I guess.
Yeah, you just hit C for cut.
You hit comma.
Select it, and then whatever it is. What button is it?
Comma or period or whatever drops it.
Q. I don't drop it at all. I leave it all in one line, but I just cut and then hit my start points, and I don't edit like.
No, do you put it all down into your? You take the whole clip down into your timeline first and cut it from there and delete stuff.
Yep.
See, I just do it all from the bin, because in Final Cut you can literally scrub through it with the JKL and in out.
Yes.
And then we have the ability to drop. And have it always put it at the end, so you never overwrite. There's not that Premiere overwrite crap.
See, that's why I just do it all in one. But I did the same when I edited in Final Cut. Before Matt told me all of the benefits of why I needed to go to Premiere and why it was better.
Oh, it's not as fast at all, but that's okay.
But I used to be editing on a Mac. So that was, the Final Cut made sense. And then now I edit on PC and sometimes on Mac. So the Final Cut is nice, or Premiere is nice, whatever it is.
So I edit Premiere, whatever, for work things, and there's benefits when you have a lot of After Effects, or you have a lot of Photoshop stuff that you need to edit and have it pre-save and it automatically updates in your timeline. But for just like quick news or YouTube stuff, like, I'm importing my footage, and while it's importing into Final Cut, I'm editing the clips.
Yeah.
and it's just importing in the background, and I'm literally done with my edit before the import is done on some of them, and then I don't have to wait. Like when
my
I
import's
quit
so
my job and
fast.
did YouTube. Yeah, but you got to make a folder, and then you got to. So
Oh,
first you got to get off your camera to
I'm
your
so
hard
organized like
drive.
that. Yeah, just drop, then just.
Yeah, it's just so many more steps. But anyway,
Yeah. I'm sure all of
I
you are
couldn't finish
riveted with editing talk, but
daily. Like I couldn't get stuff done. Like when I was trying to do the daily edits that I was doing, I couldn't do it with Premiere.
the editing side is the glamorous side of YouTube that all of you guys miss out on. That's what you should really, you know what, you should just take up video editing as a hobby.
No, just get a GoPro and just record everything and upload it all as one clip. That's what you should do.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's editing is the worst.
Yeah.
And this, so
you know what I noticed you don't use enough of are like spinning transitions or like wipes. You should have more blinds.
Star wipes. I am interested to see how this Axial Fest build video comes out, because I've got a lot of footage. I hope that in the end, I put together, or I filmed enough of it and didn't miss any giant holes to be able to put a story together. And I'm going to voice over the whole thing.
Oh, nice.
So there's too much to not do.
Yeah. And we love to hear your voice. So
exactly.
It's fantastic.
But, you know, you're going to miss out on my face a lot, which I feel like that's going to...
Well, we just don't know what to expect when it comes to your face. Is it going to be a mustache? Like, what are we going to see?
My favorite one is still the Phoenix straight axle release, when I filmed it in reverse, and I started with a clean shave in the video, and by the end of the video I had like a scruffy beard that was, because I scripted the whole thing and I filmed it. I filmed this section, then I went out and I just like shaved, right? You know, I trimmed my neck, and then I did the next section, and then I went back and I made this a little shorter. Next section a little shorter. Next section a little shorter. Next section they just left the mustache.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I edit so much from the sound versus visual. Oh yeah, I only edit from sound. Like very rarely do I look at except for running video and stuff like that. So yeah, I just look at my sound, especially for the news, because the visual is just this, and no, that doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Unless I'm picking my nose.
You still got the sound wave.
Yeah. Are you
just cut points.
Not using Soundwave?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Okay, I was like, is there a different way I don't know of?
No. Nope. In and out. And then I'll do things where I'll, like, cover my screen or stuff, too, so I'll know, like, not to use that take before, or things like that as I'm filming.
Interesting.
So if I see that black... Because I'm looking for sound waves, or I'm looking for black screens, and that'll let me know that take sucked or whatever before.
Oh, I can tell when they sucked.
But when you go back to edit, like I just keep rolling, right?
Same.
And so then I'll just reach in front of the table and hold my hand up for 5 seconds just to be like, I hated that one before. And so whatever the last hand shot is I see, that's the one after that is the one. Like, that's the one I want. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
But just things like that we do throughout is...
Yeah, I told Matt that I want to either watch an edit that he does once, or have him see how I edit once, and just to have him be like, "What are you doing? Like, stop doing that."
Right. Yeah, don't do that anymore. But everybody does it different. Like, some people will just bring in the music straight away. That's sometimes what I do.
Oh.
If I know that the music is a big thing, and I'll go through and I'll use markers and I'll just tap the beat.
That's what Matt's like. Oh, I choose my music before I even film. So I know how to film to the beat. I'm just like, I finish my finish my edit, and then I go on to Epidemic Sound. And I'm like, that one, that'll work.
Yeah,
I'm a hack though. Josh has every Scale News update saved to his desktop. My folders are very, very organized. The different projects, and then I've got an archive hard drive where old projects go on to. So I have a very, very organized digitally. You know what that folder I'm the most?
You don't just have hard drives that say like 2020, 2022.
Yes, I do. But they're my backups. Do it.
There's 2021 right here.
I have got 2022, 2023 in this. Wait, no. No, this is my... Oh, these are my... Where the hell are my hard drives? These are my lav mics.
I know, I was going to say, that doesn't look like a hard drive
Well,
case.
my hard drive case looks just like this. It's just the Western... For my Western Digital... Or my Samsung like T100s. So... Huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I'll
film before I pick the music a lot of times. Yeah. And that happens anyway. So, like, I just edited that Axial Basecamp video for him, right? Mm-hmm. It's already been shot.
Right.
So I look at the footage and see what's there, and I'm like, okay, this has got to have this kind of vibe. And you could make any footage fit to a theme if you use black space or fades or whatever, like to beats. But what I do is I go through and I put the music in and I play the whole thing. And for me, on mine, I hit M, and it puts a marker every time I hit M. So every beat, I just start slamming M. Boom, 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 boom.
You're just
so then
I
can quickly edit and put snapping on, so that I'll snap the clips to the beams, to the beat, and so it'll hit when there's a beat, you know. Which I don't always want it to do, because then it feels very. Sometimes I'll try to hit on the off beat so that you don't notice a cut, but when I want it to be noticeable. Like in that one.
Sneaky guns. Thank you. Row, row, row your boat. What?
He's like, I don't even get what you're talking about.
I don't even know what that means. Well, yeah, I'm excited for this next video. We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited about my hood catch design. I've been spending like...
Wait, like the latch? Like how it hooks on?
I've spent maybe... I can't imagine the amount of time. I've spent an embarrassing amount of time in the last 2 weeks on hood latch designs.
Really?
Yeah.
You should have worked with somebody to have that done.
So not only for this car, but for the Class 1 Jeep from last year. Because I had an idea. It's like, excellent. I'm going to do it. And I tried to execute it. And I was just like, this is garbage. And I was so mad. I scrapped everything, and then I'm just like hitting a wall. And now it's for this one, I had like an aha moment last night, and I was up till 1 a.m. just CADing away. And as soon as this is done, I've got like 2 files to get up on the Bamboo and print those. Hopefully by the end of the night, I've got my proof of concept done. I think that this one could be...
It's money.
Epically
It's
good.
A game changer.
It's epically good.
Dude, trademark it before you put it out.
It's like the Come Hither from the Traxxas, but like with some flair. Like
I don't know what the Come Hither is.
You know the Traxxas body mounts, clipless Oh, sorry. I'm talking to the wrong person.
Yeah. I crushed a few of them with the monster truck. It worked pretty good.
I forgot.
The body came off so easy after I crushed it.
Never mind.
You don't have to deal with those things anymore. Run it over about 5 times and the body just comes right off.
God. Vietnam flashbacks. Fortunate son.
No, it's all good. I actually just... It's funny enough that you say this, because 2 things happened today. One, I went back to my website to finally take down the little like pop-up screen that says I'm away at Monster Jam. Because I went on my site and I'm like, oh, crap. I haven't done that yet. And then 2, I went on to update some stuff. And so now I keep getting alerts every time somebody visits my site. Somebody from Washougal, Washington is on my website right now.
Everybody go to CCXRC.com and blow up Tony's phone.
So annoying. But I just put on a new tab for things for the TRX-4M just today. So I got a crap load of stuff I need to get rid of. No. But you know, things settle, and Oh my gosh, you guys freaking blew up my phone. It is just dinging. Dinging. My watch is what's really good. Visitor from Phoenix, Arizona, I see you.
All the way to Tacoma.
I see you. Pioneer, California, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Lachine, Canada, Quebec. I see you guys. L.A., Aberdeen, South Dakota. We got South Dakota in here. Do we have any in North Dakota?
Yeah, can you give me a North Dakota?
Can we get a North Dakota
Well,
in here? Go to CCXRC.com, Dana Point. Canada. Oh, my gosh. It just hit hard.
Newport News.
You know, there's stuff you can buy on that, so you should go check that stuff out while you're there. Now, CowRC mats. I actually should look and see if there is a... What were we saying? North Dakota?
Yeah.
Wisconsin. That's close. Utah, Muskegon, Michigan.
No, it's not.
I can't even keep up with scrolling. You got too many losers watching your show.
The best. I love when people... That was like when Matt and I did the eBay thing, and our phones were just going... Like, just...
Yeah, Washougal, Kentucky. Oh my gosh, it's just like literally just pinging. Oh, it's not showing. I needed to put the ding on so you guys have to listen to yourselves. That's what I'll do. I'll just sit here like this and talk to you guys for a minute.
Payback. Oh, the payback cycle. You should see us buy RC four-wheel drive pens.
Yeah. Oh my god. Do they sell out of pens and get in trouble?
Oh. Well, it was right after the mystery box debacle, and we were on their website and we found that they had their RC four-wheel drive pens on sale for 16 cents each.
Wow.
So
I get a box load.
Gunner bought 300 of them. Or more,
and
then
gosh.
Split them up between us. It was ridiculous. I wonder if I have... How can I not have one?
Australia. Looking for North Dakota, Utah. I've seen a bunch of stuff in here. Georgia. That's hilarious.
Oh my God. Perry G.
So funny.
Huh, didn't see that coming. West Desert.
Anyway, so I put it back up on there that you guys can look. If you look at shop, there's a 4... What does it say? I was very careful. I think I even put the trademark symbol on it. I was on their website today looking at what I need to do to make sure that which is very good actually. That page that they put
very
up,
helpful. Has all the information you need.
Super helpful.
West Desert Wheeler. It's the power of your mom's house audience. That's right, Jeans.
Oh, it actually doesn't show it on here. It didn't show up in my menu.
Where are the bodies, West Desert Wheeler? We just gotta get. I'm gonna try and get Garth on here next. Oh, God.
So that happened. But yeah, so clipless like that. Now I was gonna say, have you seen the stuff that Fine Laser Designs does?
Kevin Fine, right? Fine Line Designs.
Yes, exactly. Fine Laser
Designs. Oh, my bad. I have seen it. He does the SLS printing with kind of the tension clip, right?
Yep.
So
they work pretty good.
Yes.
Well, the ones
I've seen Matt did
there are
a couple of his.
Tension that you pop off for like the SCX-10-3 is fantastic. But the other ones are tension for like he did some 24 scale ones, I guess. But anyway,
I've seen a number of the ones.
That's what I was going to say.
Initially that was kind of along the lines of what I was thinking of, and then I ended up with a different idea that I think is going to be really good. Also, I want to. There's a chance that Tony will fix his notification thing, but if you're watching this even after the fact, still go visit. Just maybe he won't. And
I don't even know how it never did this before today, and I feel like it has to do with Traxxas again. I don't even get it. They have something going on with my website, or they can just make it annoy me.
Yeah.
But I see that the page didn't even show up there for some reason.
Well, where's the Wheelie King parts? I thought this was a monster truck site. Tony wasn't even around for the Wheelie King. Oh,
No, I got to skip that
oh
garbage.
my God.
Thank
You
you.
want to talk about clicking axles.
Yeah.
It was so good. So
What was so good? The
just the whole thing. It's you know what, Tony, you're one of my favorite fill-ins for Matt when he hasn't been able to make it in July of 2023.
Okay.
Just to clarify.
Every July of 2023, I'll be here for you. Every July, what, 13th?
Yeah.
Dang, there's 12th. They're still coming in. Freaking dinging.
So, his watch is going to overheat.
Fantastic.
How about Japan? Did you go from Japan yet?
Irving, Texas.
People are logging into their VPNs right now.
PA, Maryland, New Jersey. Oh my gosh, there's so many coming in. My website stats are now skewed forever. Thank you.
Just boop.
Oh, I'm getting messages too. They, not just enough that they just visited the site.
Do you have a live chat?
No, but
you
I have
a let's
a contact page.
A let's
and it's
chat.
like, hello.
I see that.
Oh, they do have a live chat. When the crap did that happen? Turn that crap off.
We'll reply as soon as we can.
Not available. Not available.
Oh, this is so much fun. Captain Insane Ocean.
I can't even get to this stuff because of all these stupid things keep popping up on my phone. I can't touch on the right spot. That sounded weird.
If we're not careful, we'll accidentally DDoS Tony's site.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Oh, we could read the about page. This is there anything good on here? It is a good headshot, Tony. Did you take that yourself?
I don't know. I don't even see it. About. Oh yeah, I did take that. That's my old house.
Ah, yes.
I miss that house.
Do you?
Except for the heat. I miss the layout. Like, we have too many stairs. Like, we have a freaking huge, beautiful house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it sucks to complain about it, right? But it sucks for workflow. So I've got, like, stuff down in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got another level, and then you go up and out, and you go to the garage, and there's tools and junk in there. And then above the garage, which are outdoor steps, not indoor, is the studio area,
which looks amazing.
Which has more stuff.
That
it's really
such
big
a
and huge.
Space. Like, I would kill for that space.
Except that you have to go outside and upstairs every time. So you take a whole bunch of stuff to a comp. 15 trucks, say. You bring them all down. Guess where all of those 15 trucks
downstairs.
Are? On the floor of the downstairs garage, waiting to go up.
You need a dumbwaiter.
Like, all right, kids. I do. We've talked about that.
You would legitimately get.
I just want a fireman pole and a dumbwaiter.
Dude,
like,
for
I want to
sure.
Pull down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So
I hate to complain, but so the problem is you get stuff up there, then it's 3 stories basically if I forget something down here in the basement, because I film down here a lot. Like, I'm down here right now because it's raining like crazy up there, and to go up there is through the rain and it's hot because it's not like attached to our HVAC here.
Yeah.
So I have to be smart enough to go out hours before, turn on the AC because it's an upstairs, right? So
above
it's
a garage that's probably not
above
insulated.
a garage.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was like, man, the AC's not on. So I'd have the annoying, and the AC is like right next to the desk, so it blows right past me to the back of the room. And so I have like a C-stand set up with like a little deflector, but it's so loud. Like, it's real, like, so I have to turn it off. And then like about an hour in, I'm like sweating bricks. Like,
yeah,
people are like, dude, do you need some like blood pressure pills or something? You're sweating like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Tevin says,
I do have them, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got an 8-foot fireman pole in my basement. Oh, wait. I don't think that's tall enough.
It doesn't go anywhere except to a glass ceiling.
Exactly.
or a mirror ceiling. Yeah. I've seen the type before.
Bearing supported as well? Like, that's important. You don't want that screeching skin sound. That's You get that pull burn on the back of your knee when you're trying to. Tony, it was a pleasure.
It's fun, man.
Now it's time for F1 chat, and I'd like you to chime in. What do you think?
Oh, I'd like to talk about F1s.
What do you think about Daniel Ricciardo replacing Nick DeVries?
I don't know, but that one guy got really hurt the other day. Like, didn't one of the guys die?
That was not F1. That was Formula 3, I believe. If someone can, okay. That was.
They looked very similar.
Yes, they are very, and that was super unfortunate. I can't remember what track that was at.
Young kid too, man.
Yeah,
18.
Oh, it was. That's tragic, of course. Motorsports, that's the
dangerous.
Honestly, motorsports is so much more safe now. You see what these guys are doing?
I was gonna say, do you see the one guy that, I don't know, maybe it's not recent, but they just showed like video footage, I think on Instagram and much, where it's one of the rally car guys. He went over a cliff. Just recently, they were showing it and just rolled down this whole cliff. But the whole cage and everything, they were like came out pretty unscathed.
I have seen a couple like.
So you're
that.
right.
But even to bring it to your world, the monster truck stuff. If you could imagine the monster trucks attempting these massive backflips and stuff like that with like the original Bigfoots, those things would have folded in half. Like, for what, didn't have the power, but like it's just the difference of what things have done. Yeah, Old Smokey going off Pikes Peak, that was wild.
Yeah,
that was. He was it wasn't the rally car. It was obvious. It was a hill climb, but Old Smokey was an amazing build. It had been on Hoonigan a number of times in the burn yard and all that. God, what a deal. But yeah, that was pretty bad. We're lucky that we don't see a lot of motorsports related deaths these days.
Because they've gone so high with just the safety that they put into them is insane.
It is amazing that they're able to walk away from the things that they do. The F1 crashes, the IndyCar crashes.
F1, dude, those things almost look like nothing but a shell.
Yeah, it's like, how could anybody survive? Like, there's nothing between, but they're,
it's unreal.
Amazingly safe.
Yep.
Just crazy. Yeah, we've luckily haven't had any crazy crashes in F1 recently. Last year they had one at Silverstone when Guang Yu Zhou went over, and then people definitely saw it through Instagram and things like that, but it was off the initial start. He just got clipped up and he went on his roof, sliding, or roof that didn't exist, upside down, and when it hit the gravel right at the time, it just flipped up and went over the tire barrier and hit the catch fence and then straight down. So crazy to see that people could walk away from these things.
Yeah.
So
I think that there would probably be more crashes for them if they only turned left, honestly.
They'd fall asleep during it, and
Well, there's just so many more points of contact to hit because they stay so tight.
Yeah.
But
Indy this year has had some, when they did it was at Daytona, right? When they had the big one with the tire that went over that just missed the crowd.
Yes, just missed them.
That could have been a absolutely tragic incident if that tire would have been 50 feet earlier.
Yep.
The speed that it was going.
Even with how high those fences are, it's crazy.
Unbelievable. So.
Yep. I'm shocked, like with mud trucks and stuff too. Like I always watch them. I'm like, what happens if they land upside down? Like,
oh yeah. What was the guy? It was a few months ago. There's still the reel that gets going. He was going. It's not Berkey, of course, but Jake somebody mega truck, and just doing jumping as far, trying to beat a record, jumping as far as possible. And he absolutely just sent that truck.
Destroyed the truck.
It landed. Yeah. The wheels went. One blew left, one blew right, and it tumbled and all kinds of crazy. But I don't know what the distance was that he actually traveled.
Did they count it? It was over 200 feet.
Yeah, it was over 200 feet, but I have no idea if that counted or not.
Because I know that he was going after Weston Anderson.
Is that who had the?
Oh yeah, that kid had the record. So the guy that went for it again was the record holder at like 170 some feet. And so I actually went down with Dennis and Weston when they were doing their testing for gear ratios to beat it and the ramp angles and stuff. So they set up a jump at his damn motor park, the Dennis Anderson Muddy Motorsports Park, and he launched it like off of there. I have a video on the YouTube, but it was just before, a couple months before they went to Oklahoma, and he did it at that big Midwest plaza there. But he drove away and freestyled after it. Like, he went, like, he was going for 170. I think he hit 220 something. Like, it was insane. So, like I said earlier, he was the one that opened it up when he got out, the rookie guy on the stadium course, and he was just like, those were nothing to him after he jumped that mud truck for 200 some feet.
Just
so yeah,
unreal. But at the same time, to see the people be able to walk, it's like, remember when mega trucks like Jake Burton, thank you, 298 feet.
Yeah, that's insane.
That is absolutely wild. But you remember like when mega trucks started, like Dennis, the Kingsling, like I remember seeing those videos first come out. I was just like, this is the wildest thing I've ever seen. I thought it was just so, and now to see what these guys are doing, it's mega trucks are still like something that's where like that Midwest redneck in me like starts to creep up my shirt a little bit. I'm like,
oh, dude, there's so many guys here in Michigan with the mud trucks and everything. Such a motorsports state. Yeah, and Weston landed 225 feet. Was his landed, drove away, freestyled, and burned it down after he did it. Yeah, that's a huge jump, man. Like 298, whether you land or not, that's insane.
Yeah, it's just
like in a truck flying.
That's a lot of time
to
think about how it's gonna feel when you touch. Like
yeah,
it's got.
They practice in a foam-filled pool. Who practices jumping that far in a foam-filled pool? They were jumping onto dirt when I watched it. And he hit 170 something when we did it locally, and it was massive.
That's pretty much that's more than a football field, depending on what league you're watching. So
yeah, 298 is a football field. Yeah, holy crap! To think about that,
it's nuts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I'd be in the air thinking, yeah, this could be my death.
Like this was.
How good did I weld that cage?
This was fun. Jack Burton with the Pork Chop Express. I need to watch Big Trouble in Little China again. Yeah. All right, Tony. That's our time.
All right, man.
Thanks for joining, sir.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hit the like button on your way out. Go visit Tony's website once more, because I know he hasn't got those notifications fixed.
Muted.
See you guys.